Welcome to Students of Aging, the podcast that honors the incredible journeys and stories of seniors growing older. Tune in and become a part of our community as we redefine what it means to age gracefully and purposefully.
Hello, I am Ron.
And I'm Queenie.
We are members of the Seniors Advisory Council for Wood Green Community Services. Our members are creating and producing the Students of Aging podcast funded by the Government of Canada. These podcasts address issues pertinent to older adults. If you are a new viewer or listener, welcome to the podcast. If you have been with us before, welcome back. The holiday season is portrayed as very festive, joyous, a time to celebrate. But it can also be a time of heightened grief, sorrow, even pain, particularly for seniors. We are going to give you stories covering both issues.
As seniors from the Senior Advisory Committee with Wood Green, today we're going to introduce our stories about celebrating alone, the seasons that are very special to us, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, or anything else that makes us happy, even though we are alone. And the first one is by me, and it's Alone at Thanksgiving. I moved into my new apartment June of 22. Both partners in my life had left me behind, and my first Thanksgiving in the big city felt quite alone. I am very familiar with the city of Toronto, but the quietness of being in the apartment by myself felt very empty and lonely. I rented my apartment on the 23rd floor because of the beautiful lake view from my balcony. Thanksgiving Day arrived, and as I had no neighbors, I started the day with me, myself, and I. I dressed for a run to the grocery store across the street. When I opened the door, I could not believe what I discovered. 4 President's Choice bags, unlabeled but filled to the brim with goodies. I was stunned. Thinking the delivery was to an incorrect apartment, I searched around, found no one, so I took the elevator down to see if I could catch the delivery guy. No such luck. I called around to see who I could thank, but no one was owning up to the gift. This was the most wonderful Thanksgiving gift I had ever received. I took to Facebook to thank my anonymous gifter for the joy of surprise brought to a senior all alone on Thanksgiving Day. Thank you.
Did you ever find out, Queenie, where the parcels came from?
No one ever said. That's why I had to do the anonymous message on Facebook to thank someone I knew nothing about, or no one was owning up to it.
First impression of Canada.
It was, and also being alone, it was a great gift to start the day with.
And to be thankful.
Very grateful, yes, indeed. We've had a few callers into this show, and a few of their stories have been listed for us to play over to, for you could hear them. Listen up.
Once upon a time, I was out with a friend, and I admired what a beautiful handbag that she had. And she told me very glowingly that the handbag had been given to her by her husband for her birthday that year. And I sort of scratched my head without actually scratching my head and said to myself, didn't her husband die several years ago? So I finally said to her, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought your husband had passed away. And she said, he did. He died 3 or 4 years ago. But she said every year on my birthday, for my birthday and Christmas, he always still gives me Christmas gifts. And she says, I picked something, and he has wonderful taste. So I picked something that uniquely is something he would have given me. And I buy it and I wrap it up, and that's my present that year. And I thought this was such a great idea that when my mom passed away 25 years ago, we started to do that for the first 10 years after her passing. So we took $1,000 and we put it away, and we spent $100 every year for 10 years, and we would buy something that for us that she would have bought for us. Something that we would have gone, oh, isn't that beautiful? Like a depression glass bowl. Or one year it was a Betty Boop lamp that lit up. I used to collect Betty Boop things. Something that I would have looked at and gone, isn't that lovely? But I just can't justify spending the money on it. And so we would turn to each other, and my wife and I would say, Mom will give it to us for Christmas this year. And so that's exactly what we did for 10 years. And it was a lot of fun, and it sort of kept her alive on that day. And so I thought it was a great little idea.
Thank you, caller, for the lovely story and also for the way in which we can keep a memory alive.
I would like to comment about this because I also had a very dear friend, a teacher, and she did basically the same thing. Her husband passed away, and every Christmas she would buy herself a gift and wrap it and have it from her husband. And she did that all her life. And she felt it brought him back every year around Christmas time.
It's a lovely way to keep a memory alive. And now, Ron, you have a story to share with us, don't you?
My story is how sometimes Christmas can be painful because of seniors perhaps being alone. You know, in the movies and on TV, Christmas is always portrayed as a wonderful time. Everybody's happy. Everybody gets the presents they want. But on the other side of the coin, you have people who spend Christmas alone and are very sad and can't deal with it. Now, I was in the hotel business for over 25 years, and we were trained to look out for certain circumstances. For instance, if a person checked in to the hotel and that person was alone, you would question that person. Back then we could, the reasons for wanting a hotel room. Because again, I had a case where this gentleman checked in on a Friday night and put the do not disturb sign on his door. Now those do not disturb signs must be honored. And according to the Innkeepers Act, you can't approach or go into the room for 48 hours. So this person took advantage of that and unfortunately committed suicide. So the Monday morning, when the 48 hours were up, we went into the room and discovered the body. So Christmas sometimes can be a very terrible situation for people. And we found out from the police department that this gentleman had attempted this previously. So what it tells you is the system failed him big time.
Well, it's such a sad story, isn't it, Ron, for someone to be so unhappy at Christmas time?
Well, Christmas can bring that.
Yes.
You know, I've lost my partner 3 years ago, and I find Christmas very difficult to go through.
Yes, I'm sure a lot of seniors do that too.
Oh, I would think, you know, how many seniors have lost a partner, a child, whatever, and it's just, it brings it all back because of the intensity of the festivities.
And now we have a couple of callers who want to speak about their Christmas alone. The first one is Sandra, at least has called in about a Christmas story.
Hi, it's Sandra calling. It's my Christmas story. A friend, a number of years ago, she's now deceased, used to host a Christmas party for a group of friends, the same group. And it was memorable. The table was set, there were flowers, there were candles, it was crystal, there was a delicious meal with appetizers and an entree and desserts. And then afterwards there were little gifts exchanged. So it was a very jolly, happy, memorable time, which I really enjoyed, and I cherish the memory. So thank you very much, and may you be well. Bye-bye.
Thank you, caller. That was really enjoyable to hear, and also a good reason and a good way in which to spend our Christmas. Thank you. And the other Christmas story is from Nadia, and she has a lot of good ideas about not spending Christmas alone.
Hi, this is about Christmas. In the 82 years that I've been on this earth, I've been completely alone on Christmas Day only once, because of an unfortunate confluence of events. One friend decided to go to Florida. One friend was tending a sick husband. One died. And a couple that I could always count on to invite me for Christmas decided to separate. It wasn't a very merry day, but I survived. And my advice would be to anyone who finds himself or herself in such a situation is to remember It's only one freaking day, one day, 24 hours, and maybe even fewer hours if you sleep in on Christmas Day. And what you have to do is, if you're really feeling quite sad and miserable, the thing to do is to think about what is good in your life. Because remember, things could always be worse.
My partner and I would always make a point, if we knew somebody who was going to be alone for Christmas, we would always invite them for Christmas dinner so that they wouldn't be alone. So every year we would have somebody that would come for dinner.
Well, that's a very nice gesture at Christmas time, Ron.
It was fun. The person would come over, and at that time, I lived with my mother-in-law, and she was a fabulous cook.
Oh, that's great.
So we got off easy, my partner and I, because his mother would do all the cooking. And it would be quite the feast. So the person would have a wonderful day. And we felt good about it because it's not what Christmas is supposed to be all about.
Well, that's right. And all the callers who are telling us about their ways of trying to spend Christmas, if we are alone, is also a great way to do it.
It's the Christmas spirit. You should never let somebody be alone if you can do something about it.
That's right. And we have a couple more callers who called in about surviving the holidays. The first one is Jess.
Here's my surviving holidays message. The holidays bring special challenges, including knowing what individuals want or need to be a part of the celebration. A lot of pressure and consumerism on steroids. Too often, token gifts replace meaningful dialogue. I mean, how many scarves or socks do you actually need? Instead, reflect on the joy we shared during this time and engage with that emotion every day. Life is beautiful. Make it so.
Well, he kind of hits the nail on the head. I think commercialism has taken over Christmas. The fact that you see stores decorating mid-October just so that they can start getting your money is a little annoying, I think. What really Christmas is all about. It's not gifts and it's not, commercialism. It's about sharing, having wonderful, parties with friends, family, getting to enjoy other people, as opposed to worrying so much about what I'm going to get this and how much am I going to pay for this, and then you're stuck 6 months down the road with credit cards.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah, I have two grandchildren and two teachers in the family, and what they do is they sort of decide before which farms they're going to go to. You can either pick fruit or watch all the animals or play with them, and these are the things they take them to on instead of taking them to shops or buy any gifts for them. This is the other way of how we spend Christmas.
Along the same line, we have two great nieces that the families are well-to-do. So what we do for them at Christmas, we will buy a goat, we will buy chickens, or, for these countries that to them a goat is, it's their life. And then we tell the children why we did it. Number one, they don't need another computer. They don't need another laptop, another phone. And this way they're helping a family, children who are in dire need.
Well, that's a great idea on how to help people, not just in our country.
You can list, they'll tell you what they want and what it costs, what a chicken costs, what a goat costs, what a cow costs.
That's wonderful to have a whole cow.
So I think I have 15, chickens as stepchildren.
Well, we have another caller who wants to speak about surviving the holidays alone.
This is how I survived the holidays in 1990. My grandmother had passed away on her birthday in February. My mother is from Belfast, and she believed that for 1 year you do not celebrate any holidays. So on Christmas, we did not decorate the family home. My sister Ella and I had a fantastic idea. We would put garlands from the ceiling down the tree in the shape of a Christmas tree. And as for presents, my sister and I gave Mom and Dad gag gifts. Mom got a coffee mug that would hold 5 cups of coffee. And as for my dad, he got a glass that had a slit near the edge. Of course, we offered him and gave him some orange juice. As he was drinking it, of course, it went down his shirt. It made a sad holiday to one of laugh and fun.
That's a good story. Very clever that they turned the chair into a Christmas tree.
Well, exactly, especially if, the mother didn't want any lights for that. Yeah.
And, the fact that they had gag gifts to lighten up the
Like,
scene because it was very somber because they had lost somebody.
that's right. Yes.
So good for them.
And now we have one caller, Nadia, who wants to speak on being alone at Valentine's Day.
Hi, this is about Valentine's Day. When I'm on my own on Valentine's Day, I don't sit around and feel sorry for myself. I become my own best Valentine. I buy myself a big bouquet of flowers and sometimes a flowering plant. And then I go downtown to do some mega shopping. There's nothing like retail therapy to drive the blues away.
That's a great message for everyone else who spends Valentine's alone. Thank you, Nadia. That was wonderful. Thank you.
That's another day that is blown out of proportion. And if you don't get your roses, your chocolates, your 5-carat diamond ring, you're not anybody. And it puts a lot of pressure on people.
It does indeed, yes.
Barb has us surviving tips for the holidays. Our next caller is Barb, who has stories and tips for surviving the holidays.
Hi, my name's Barb, and I always think that my best tips for surviving the holidays are to do things that will give to others. So I feel the number one thing you can do is volunteer. Volunteer within the organizations you're already involved with, or find new ones, maybe something you've never done before. Switch it up a little bit. Switch the traditions around. There's lots of opportunities out there for people that are looking, especially during the Christmas season, which is often the most difficult for a lot of people because everywhere you go, you have things associated on the television that are constantly telling you that you're supposed to be in the perfect family and being so joyous. And sometimes Christmas is very difficult for a lot of people. So first thing, volunteer. Deliver Meals on Wheels Christmas Day. We've done that a couple of years, I should say, and we found that it was very satisfying. So that's one of the suggestions that it's possible out there to do. The other thing is I found that if you look into your Christmas card list or the people that are within your lives, you're going to find people that really changed your life in a very positive way. This is the ideal time to sit down, or at any time during the year, and write them a letter or an email. Tell them what they've meant to you, how they've changed your lives, and send it to them. I guarantee the little bit of time that you have spent writing the letter is so gratefully accepted on the other end. And chances are very good you'll get a letter back that will, from that person, telling them or telling you what you have meant to them. And so I think it's a wonderful way to be able to recognize people. So that's another tip to think about. Lastly, I find sometimes the holidays or special events can be difficult when the person most associated with it is no longer with you. So I know that what I do is every year on my birthday, I make my mother's lemon loaf. It's a famous thing. It's the only real thing that I remember her baking, with the exception of shortbread, which is another thing that we always do at Christmas and give to people. But her lemon loaf was very much associated with her. So every year on my birthday, I bake a lemon loaf, and then I share it with the neighbors or whoever else is around to share it with. And so that's something that Rochelle and I have done for many years on my birthday. Thanks.
Some great recommendations and suggestions there. I think reaching out to people fits in very much with the whole festive season. I think that's basically what it's all about. And that's what we should always keep in mind, that people, never hurts to remind people what they mean to you. Because quite often, we just don't say it often enough. So Christmas is a perfect opportunity. Get on the phone, text, email, whatever, and just remind these people what they mean to you.
And we have one last caller who wants to volunteer her services on Christmas Day because she's going to be alone.
Hello. I am wondering if you could help me find a place where I could volunteer my services on Christmas Day. I am going to be alone for most of the day, and I would like to know where in the city I could greet people, maybe for a children's party or a dinner. If you could speak to that, that would be great. Thank you.
So we have a couple of places that we could recommend. The first place is the Scott Mission. They normally serve a meal to about 800 plus people. So there's always help needed on that day. And the Salvation Army also does the same thing to many people who are in need of a meal on Christmas Day and can always do with help.
If you belong to a church, approach your church. They always have some kind of Christmas organization or dinner planned, and I'm sure they would certainly appreciate your help. There are so many different organizations out there that would gladly, take you on, and so that you can help out and serve the needy. I mean, don't be afraid. Go out there and you'll find it's very rewarding.
And don't forget, the last one is the Wood Green Services offer a Christmas meal, Meals on Wheels. And if you want to participate in that and you have some wheels and still able to drive, please do call in, and we could do with your help. Thank you very much. As a senior, I actually have found a lot of joy in going to the Wood Green Centre just next door to me. That's where I started out because I was alone when I came back. And I have found a lot of people to associate with. I've made a few friends. I do a lot of exercises there. I follow the programs that are offered. So do come to Wood Green, because if you're a senior and have nothing to do, we offer a lot to help you get on with your day if you're alone, or get on with the week. It's always there for you.
Friends of mine, a couple, have been involved with Wood Green for many years. And since I lost my partner a few years ago, they've been kind of after me to come and see what it's all about. And they won. I'm now almost a year and a half with Wood Green. And yes, it helped me tremendously. It took me out, forced me to get out of the apartment, and it forced me to get involved with certain events. And it's been a very positive experience.
And if you want to volunteer your services, just go onto the Wood Green website and sign up there, and someone will call you because your services are always in need. Thank you. Christmas has never been a holiday I enjoyed. My partners, one of them, thoroughly enjoyed Christmas, but I left it all to him. But since he's gone away, I do not look forward to Christmas because it's become so... it's just not the way Christmas was meant for me, with going to midnight mass, going for the service, listening to people sing the carols, carol singing before, and listening to Silent Night. Those are the things that bring the spiritual side of me and Christmas together. But the commercial side that it has become is nothing for me. I do not give gifts anymore because of how commercial it has become. I do not shop for gifts. So for my grandchildren, I actually make something for them for Christmas. And they don't celebrate Christmas as such because she's Jewish faith, and he's, even though I christened him as a Catholic, he does not follow that particular faith. So they have their own way of celebrating Christmas, and I just, if I'm there with them, I join in. But otherwise, it's me again on my own. And I have no problems with it because there's always snow on the ground. Put on your boots and go for a walk. And it's one of the wonderful things one can do to keep healthy.
By not celebrating it, do you feel left out?
Not particularly, Ron. I don't, because, there's always someone, a neighbor who wants to ask you in for a meal or hors d'oeuvres, or someone else who wants to offer a glass of wine. And I accept, I drink. So I do not feel left out. I don't feel lonely. And there are so many things to do on Christmas Day itself. As we said earlier, helping out, at different places, different locations. And no, I don't feel left out at all.
Yeah, I still haven't basically adapted to being alone during the festive season. I'm finding that difficult. Mind you, I'm going to contradict myself. I do get invited out and I decline.
Why is that, Ron? Why, if you feel alone, why would you want to decline an invitation?
First of all, I don't want to put a damper on their celebration. I'm still at the stage where I feel I need to talk about my spouse and the fact that he's no longer here. And I know being 3 years already, people are tired of it. So I find myself restricting what I say. And that's why I find it easier not to participate in certain events because it just makes it easier on me. And I'm sparing them my whatever, killjoy atmosphere.
Maybe one day Christmas will be as exciting as it has been in previous years for you.
Perhaps. But it doesn't, funny enough, it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, obsessed by it. It's not that I feel like I have to celebrate Christmas. In my way of thinking, I was with my partner for 50 years. So we celebrated many, many events together. And not that we were Velcro to the hip, but we did have a life that we were totally together. So I feel I've done it, been there, done that.
Yes. 50 years is quite a lifetime, isn't it?
Yeah, when you say it, it sounds like a long time, but when you've gone through it,
Yes.
it doesn't feel like that at all. Because of our circumstances, we only had each other.
Mm-hmm.
The times were very different back then. It took years for us to come out to each other even.
Oh, yes, of course.
We were very closeted, and he had a very important position. Had he ever come out, he would have lost his job. That's just the way it was.
It's so sad to think that, you couldn't be yourself in previous years.
Now, I'm a real Hallmark Christmas special junkie, and I'm up to 400 Hallmark Christmas specials. And this year has been incredible on how they've incorporated gay couples in their stories as very normal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm a letter writer, but unfortunately because of the mail, I can't write. But once the post office is back in operation, they're certainly going to get a letter from me because I think it's fabulous what they've done.
Considering I don't celebrate the Christmas, birthday, or holidays of that nature, but I would suggest something is, if you're really into the spirit, is to always treat your partner or treat whoever who you're sharing your life with respect. And if they are the ones who enjoy celebrating Christmas, especially seniors, they're all alone, it would be nice for them to get even a card or a little message, a little gift wrapped up in paper always makes it more joyful when you present it to a senior. I found that. And that's something I would encourage my own family to continue with, because that's what I do. Whether they do it or not, I'm not sure. But maybe, being millennials, they don't think about seniors. Like to me, I'm old. And to the grandchildren, I'm grandma. So, grandma can just sit there and not worry about anything, and we'll go and do our own things. But that's not something I would like to pass on. I would like for the younger generation to treat the seniors with respect, and also offer some joy and peace on those days to the ones that are in your household. Thank you.
As seniors, I feel, first of all, we've earned whatever we have or whoever we are, we've earned it. Through living all the experiences that we've gone through, we deserve to be who we are at this stage. And I think the younger, not all of them, but the younger generation should still learn to appreciate us, appreciate our stories. because if they're not passed on, they're going to be forgotten. And that's very sad.
That's absolutely true, Ron.
I'm Ronald Demers. I will be 75 in 20 days.
My name is Queenie Gay Fabler. I'm a senior. I'm 76 years old. And I enjoy life.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content every week. If you want to catch more of our adventures, check out the videos right here on our YouTube channel. And remember to leave a comment below. Let us know what you think or what you'd like to see next. We love hearing from you. Catch you in the next one.
On the next episode, seniors and the digital world.
I think that oftentimes we can get lost in our media and our technology to the point that we never leave home. And that to me is a challenge. It's something that I don't want to do. I want to see people. And so that's, even though I love automatic banking and getting money from everywhere automatically, it's terrific, but I want to go to the bank and see a teller, say hello, do some interaction, things like that.
Mm-hmm.